Alright guys, we're going to start off on the Richmond at the second little mailroom area off of Magasin. We're headed toward the east, toward Magasin. A lot of new construction in here, a lot of houses going up, a lot of roofs being put on. Then they start the rough-ins after this. A lot more houses out here this time than what you saw last time when we were here. I fly nice and low for you so you can see. If this is one of your houses, make sure you comment in the bottom of the video. Obviously, let me know. Hey, I know you guys typically comment and let me know that I flew by your house and got it in the video, so that's great. Alright, so a lot of you have been asking me about how you can get aerial photos of your home, or if I can take aerial photos of your home for you while it's being built. Of course I can. If you're interested in getting aerial photos done of your home, shoot me an email, papapineapples@gmail.com. I will take several pictures of your home with the drone while I'm flying through the area, and I'll shoot them to you. I'm only charging 29 bucks, but it's through the end of August. So shoot me an email, papapineapples@gmail.com if you're interested, and if not, just keep watching. So we're flying toward the Water Lily Bridge right now, actually facing directly south. Kind of panning to the east a little bit. All this construction here is new from the last time I did the video. They might have had some foundations over here, but if I remember correctly, there weren't any walls up or anything like that. And you can see that these are the cement block homes. You can see the blocks on the house. These are not the tilt wall construction. But once we get out to the west, and there's a little area on the west, all those houses were tilt wall. We saw those last time, and you'll see that those are actually coming along quite well. If you watched the last DeLuna video, I didn't do a voiceover, but if you could see in that video, they are quite a ways done with west of DeLuna, and the majority of that is I mean, the houses are in there, they're pretty much built, they're just got to finish them off. Some of the designers aren't done yet. Obviously, the designers are like the last ones they do as they sell the properties. But the majority of that construction is getting done. I would say the DeLuna will be pretty close to done by Christmas, if not Thanksgiving. This area will look totally different by then as well. I'm sure there'll be people moving in here by Christmas. You can see DeLuna up there in the top left. Kind of a dreary day. The sun usually sets looking over this area. And we're headed out to this tilt wall construction right in front of us. So you can see the houses out here. All the roofs are on, except for a few in that top corner. Now the question I get asked a lot when I'm doing these videos is the noise from the turnpike. You can see the turnpike in the top left here. I don't typically notice it when I'm out there, but I'm not really paying attention to it either. Obviously I don't live in that area. I can tell you at times from my house, I can hear I-75, and I'm not this close to I-75. I'm probably about a mile or two from I-75, but we can hear it at night and things like that. I don't think it's an overwhelming noise, but you can definitely hear it. Now I will tell you, however, there are 200 villagers that went and complained during one of the meetings recently, and they were told that nothing can be done, and that the developer would like them to go to the state if they have any questions about that and concerns. Even if the state were to do anything, it would not be done until 2035, I want to say, somewhere around that time. They did say the residents are responsible for it themselves, for dealing with the noise. So I I thought that was kind of interesting. And here's another tidbit of information for you. The Turnpike, they're actually widening it from, it's currently 2 lanes on each side, and it is going to either be 3 or 4 on each side. So they're going to widen the Turnpike even bigger than it is now, which I think will help with the flow of traffic. If you've ever driven going up north or coming down south, where the Turnpike meets I-75, literally every weekend, every Friday, the traffic is so bad because everybody's driving down and doing all of those things. So the traffic's pretty crazy, and that is why they're widening those areas. But that also means that there is more likely going to be bigger noise coming from that area. So something you might want to think about when you're moving into these areas. I will tell you, as far as mosquitoes and things like that, I did come out here. It was right around 7:45, 8 o'clock, so about a half hour before the sunset. And with the retention ponds and the little ponds like you see in the front here, there were some mosquitoes around, but again, nobody's living in these areas yet, so they haven't sprayed anything. But I've mentioned it several times before about other neighborhoods where mosquitoes do seem to be a problem, especially in the marshy areas. Now you see we're looking toward the north. This is where Megasin meets up with 44, and Megasin goes right into Brownwood Square there. You can see Brownwood Spa actually in that top left in the middle, going to the right. I'm going kind of quickly, but this is right below us is the first mail center as you come in off of Megasin, and then right in the middle of your screen is the second mail station. Richmond's a pretty big area. I was kind of surprised in DeLuna they only built one area where they have the pool, the mailboxes, cornhole, and that type of stuff. But there's only one of those. In this area, there's 2 of them, but they're literally right down the road from each other, like I would say probably 1 or 2 city blocks from each other. Kind of interesting, but again, they've been doing this for so long, they know exactly what they're doing. More of the houses getting put up. You can see the crane over there. That's usually what they use for the tilt wall construction. They lift the walls into place and have a couple guys holding them up. There was a lot of traffic out here in terms of people checking out the area. A lot of looky-loos, as I would call them, coming around and checking things out. Lake Okahumpka straight ahead of us, and then you have where the connection to Buena Vista is going to come into at the next roundabout south of Brownwood. A lot of people ask about alligators as well. Alligators aren't typically an issue in the smaller retention ponds. They only let them get to a certain size and then they come and get them and take them out. I have heard stories about them showing up on people's lawns and things like that, but typically not something to worry about in general. This area across the street is St. John, and you have the Okahumpka Rec Center there right in the middle of the screen. Okahumpka Rec Center is going to have a little, I call it like a pier thing, but it goes right out the back. You can see it in the picture there. It's all sand where you can walk out, and they're going to have a boardwalk around it. It's taking them a really long time to build Okahumpka Rec Center. I don't know why. St. John's is almost done. I want to say they started on St. John's last year. You have the Richmond Pitch and Putt right here in the bottom in the Water Lily Bridge. It's a very nice area. Pitch and Putt looks like it's nearly complete. And then you have DeLuna on the opposite side of the turnpike there. I mentioned this in the last Richmond video. This is the Fortress of Solitude right here, where you have the one person who held out and did not sell, and then you can see the road parallels the turnpike. When I was doing the early videos of Richmond, I was kind of wondering about that road and why it was there. Thought maybe it would be an access road to the turnpike, but it's just an access road to this person's property, which is literally right in the middle of Richmond, which is why I call it the Fortress of Solitude. There are walls all the way around it, and it looks like a little exit there at the top. That's kind of interesting. I see. Typically going this way you would see the sunset, and I'm going to fly you over some of these home sites over here right in front of us, because I really think that this is going to be a nice area when to look at the sunsets. But with the storms today, there was not a sun to see because it was super cloudy over in the west. But with the little retention pond here facing the sun, if you saw the DeLuna video that I did the other day, you see the rainbows and the beautiful sunset and all that stuff. You're going to get some great views of the sunset from this area. That's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. You can always reach out to me if you have any questions or would like some pictures of anything, want to see a specific area. papapineapples@gmail.com. Make sure you leave me a comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.